Alright, just gonna make a quick little video on how to change spark plugs on a Toyota Corolla, I think this thing is. 16 valve VVTi. I believe it might be a 1.8 liter. Alright, so the first thing I'm gonna do is remove that beauty cover. And then we're going to take out each harness. Just try to be careful with that. They're just push them down. You don't have to use a screwdriver or nothing. Just be very careful when you do it. You don't want to break any of the harnesses. And let's see, I believe these might be 10 millimeter. So then we're just going to break all the coils out. Okay, so it's 10 millimeter, and just take out all the coil packs. All right, it seems some of these are getting stuck against the this rail here. So I'm gonna end up having to remove this rail so I can get these coil packs out. Looks like there's some oil on these coil packs here. So I'm hoping that he doesn't have any busted seals or anything like that, or bad piston rings. All right, I'm using a 5/8 spark plug socket. It's got the little rubber inside. You can probably barely see it, but that little rubber is in there so that it can latch onto the spark plug itself. And if you're using an electric ratchet like I am, or anything of that nature, it's not just, you know, hand tool. Just go slow. You don't want to damage anything. You don't want to torque anything too hard or accidentally cross thread anything out of the engine. All right, I forgot to bring my gapper. Let's see. From what I can tell, they're both pretty much gapped the same. So some spark plugs will come gapped exactly how they should be from the factory. But, you know, it's always best to double check. Always measure them up. Okay, not to contaminate my gloves, I just put some dielectric grease on this little box here. So I'm just going to twist that on, kind of smear it around. All right, so what I did was I hand cranked it a few times to get it started, and just going to go slow, not too much torque. And then once I feel it kind of stop, then I'm going to hand torque it with the tool. All right, and just give it a few turns, get it a little snug. You don't want it too tight in the block. Yeah, that feels good right there. All right, got all 4 spark plugs in there. And I'm going to put this harness back on for the coil packs. Got the coil packs up there. So I just kind of left them in order. I mean, it doesn't really matter. You can switch them around, but just for economic purposes, just trying to keep things the same. And pretty much everything is a 10 millimeter bolt or nut, and except for the spark plugs themselves, with his 5/8 socket, which you're going to use. So be sure to take off that bracket for the harnesses for the coil packs first. All right, so I got all the coil packs in, all 10 millimeters. Same with the bracket for the harnesses. You go into the coil packs. So just put those back on one by one, and then we're going to put that beauty cover back on, which are also 2 10 millimeter nuts, and then it has these little plastic clips to hold it in place. So the plastic clips are going to go into these holes through the beauty cover, and same with these little studs here for the nuts. Okay, so you can see that stud protruding through the beauty cover, and then I'm going to put the nuts in the front, and then the little plastic clips in the rear, and just make sure it all lines up with the holes. And that should be it. You should be good to go. Okay, she's all bundled up. Gonna give her a start up, and just check, make sure you didn't leave anything loose, anything hanging out. So I know I stuck everything up here on a cowl so I can keep track of what I was using. And just make sure you don't leave any tools under the hood as well. You'll have a different problem. All started up, sounding good, purring like a kitten. Sounds like all the cylinders are running very nicely. And that's it. So this is a 2006 Toyota Corolla, and I'm just gonna have to look for all the years that this vehicle was made and put that description in the bottom there. So I hope that was educational. Hope you learned from that. This is Chemical Sport, out. All right, just a little side note, just things I didn't mention while working on that car. The best thing to do is work on the engine while it's cold. A lot of these engines today are made out of aluminum, and if the engine is warm or hot, you could possibly cross thread the spark plugs into the block itself. So just make sure the engine is nice and cold so you don't have any issues, since aluminum, you know, it's a soft metal, so you don't want to have any issues with inside the block itself, and then you're gonna have some problems there. It is 9:40 in the morning, and this is the traffic to get into Animal Kingdom. Welcome to Magic Kingdom.